This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for Wednesday, October 30th, 2024. I'm Marek Mazurek. Experts at the Indiana University Kelley School of Business say positive economic growth will continue in the Hoosier State and across the country. That's according to the Kelley School's FutureCast 2025, its annual economic forecast the school released Wednesday. IU Kelley economist Kyle Anderson told Inside Indiana Business that there's momentum building across the state and Indiana is seeing low unemployment.
We have really seen in Indiana and across the country strong wage growth over the last year and a half, and that's part of the reason the economy keeps chugging along. Households are earning more and they're turning around and spending it.
The FutureCast also says supply and demand will come back into balance after the shortages and disruptions that occurred during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Now, 2024 and 2025, we're seeing a different economy. And again, that's reflected in more stable growth, a more normal unemployment rate, a little bit higher interest rates, but generally a well-functioning economy.
Data shows that while central Indiana is still the economic driver in the state, manufacturing is strong in regions all over Indiana. However, researchers are seeing a divide between Indiana's urban and rural areas. The state is also seeing strong wage growth over the last year and a half, according to the report. FutureCast 2025 also looks at inflation, which Anderson says is under control right now. A subsidiary of New Jersey-based Precision Automation Company has announced plans to grow its operation in Clarksville. Payco Manufacturing is merging its manufacturing operation in New Jersey into its southern Indiana facility, which will involve a nearly $160,000 capital investment and the creation of 14 full-time jobs. The Clarksville operation has been in business since 1953 and at its current location on Admore Lane since 1968. Payco provides automation systems, contract machine work, fabrication, and controls for a variety of industries. The new jobs will double the company's headcount in Clarksville. In addition to the capital investment, Payco plans to invest over $153,000 in training for its employees by 2025. The IEDC is committing up to $130,000 in conditional tax credits. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana, your bold future starts here. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, our Engage Indiana events take place in every region of the state. Discover when we'll be in your area at ibj.com/engage.
Eli Lilly and Company on Wednesday reported a third quarter profit of around $970 million, which fell short of Wall Street expectations. That caused Lilly to revise its full-year profit guidance down, a move that sent its stock falling as much as 10% in pre-market trading. The Indianapolis-based drug maker also missed expectations on sales of two popular drugs, diabetes treatment Mounjaro and weight loss treatment Zepbound, which it attributed to inventory decreases in the wholesaler channel. Lilly has been investing billions of dollars in new manufacturing operations in recent years to keep up with the growing demand for its medicines, including more than $13 billion in the LEAP Research and Innovation District in Boone County. Revenue for the quarter was $11.43 billion, up 20%, but short of the nearly $12 billion expected by a consensus of Wall Street analysts. The ports of Indiana have been awarded a $500,000 Environmental Protection Agency grant to study ways to reduce emissions at its two ports on the Ohio River. The project is among 55 at ports nationwide to share $60 million in grants from the EPA's Clean Ports program. In Indiana, the funds will be used to inventory emissions, analyze reduction strategies, and plan ways to reduce future port emissions at Ports of Indiana Jeffersonville and Ports of Indiana Mount Vernon. The Ports of Indiana, which also operates the Burns Harbor Port on Lake Michigan, shipped nearly 12.5 tons of cargo in 2023, the second highest tonnage in its 63-year history. After selling his first proper business, Storyblocks, Joel Holland and his wife bought an RV and started on a journey from Washington, D.C. through all the lower 48 states over the course of 2 years. Enjoying the freedom, flexibility, and community, the couple was pleasantly surprised to learn that over 11 million Americans own RVs. That got Holland curious about a new business. Holland now operates Harvest Hosts, which serves as a sort of Airbnb for RVs, where RV owners can park in scenic locations in exchange for paying the host a fee. The company has 9,000 locations nationwide, and 200 of them are in Indiana. For more on this story, visit InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Pro Volleyball is coming to Indianapolis with the team Indy Ignite. Ignite President and General Manager MK Hughes is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast, hosted by Gary Dick, presented by PNC. A weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Mark Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.